What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a demo and review for this resin here. It's called PuDuo, and the company actually reached out to me to see if I was interested in trying their resin, and they also asked me if I could do a review on my channel, and I said of course. I mean, I love trying out different resins and I enjoy making reviews, so here I am. And here's the resin. So they sent me their 16-ounce kit, which comes with 8 ounces of resin and 8 ounces of hardener. And yes, it is 1:1 ratio by volume. So, and with the kit, every kit, they include some measuring cups. There are 4 here. And then also stir sticks and a pair of vinyl gloves. So this is a great starter kit. It has everything you need. The only problem I had was with the cups. I don't know, they stacked them so tightly that it was almost impossible to separate them. But I have a tip. So what you do is you run your cups under hot tap water, and that should help. I forgot to mention that this seller only sells their products on Amazon. So I have my iPad here and I have their listing pulled up here. So let's talk about the resin a little bit more. So their 16-ounce kit, which I have here, is $21.99. And then they also carry a 32-ounce kit, which is $39.99. And on the bottle, it states that it's crystal clear, it's self-leveling, resists yellowing, has 40-minute work time or pot life, it's non-flammable, no VOCs, and has low odor. So it's, you know, pretty standard description. And also on the listing, they state that it's a fast curing resin. It cures in 8 hours. So you're able to unmold your pieces in 8 hours. So we'll see about that. And regarding their reviews, they have pretty good reviews, 161 ratings. And it's 4 out of 5 stars, so not bad. And I did read through their reviews, and a lot of the customers are pretty happy with this resin. They saying that they love how clear it is and how it's easy to use. They love the bubble releasing quality, saying that's an overall great resin to work with. The PuDuo company states that their resin is great for both casting and coating, so we'll see about that. We'll go ahead and do the demonstration and see. Anyway, I think that's it for the intro. Let me know if you guys try this resin. If you did, comment down below and tell me what you think about it. I'm very curious to know. So yeah, all right, let's get to the demonstration. Let's get to the measuring and mixing. Alright, so I'm actually going to use the cup that was provided in the kit, and I'm going to mix 40 milliliters of liquid total. Now, in the instruction, it doesn't state the minimum amount of total liquids that needs to be mixed together for a proper cure, but this is just a tip. Make sure that you're mixing at least 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of total liquid if you're trying out new brand of resin, because you just never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour the hardener first. So I'm gonna do 20 milliliters of the hardener. So far, the viscosity is on the thin side with the hardener, and usually the hardener is always thinner. Okay, so that's 20 ml of hardener, and then another 20 ml of resin. So the resin, I don't know, it feels like, or it looks to me, the viscosity is very similar. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. I would say maybe slightly thicker than cooking oil. So the seller recommended to put the resin in the warm or hot water bath before using it. They said you'll have better results with the bubbles, but where I live, it's like really warm right now. I mean, it's cool in my room, but we'll see. See if we need to do that. Alright, that's 40 ml. Now let's go ahead and mix it. So here we go with the mixing. So the mixture is definitely not too thin or not too thick. So I'm just gonna mix this until there are no swirls or streaks of unmixed resin and hardener. So yes, I don't notice any odor or smell. Of course, if I put this under my nose, I can smell it. Kind of smells like paint, but very low odor. So I'm gonna transfer this into a new cup so that, you know, I make sure that this is properly mixed. Can you guys tell the viscosity? It's probably not a good angle, but like I said, it's not too thin, it's not too thick. I think this is mixed thoroughly. I don't see any streaks or unmixed resin, so I think what I'm gonna do is let this sit for a little bit so that the bubbles can release to the surface and so I can pop them. So I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes or so. So this is the resin after 5 minutes of letting it sit. There's quite a bit of micro bubbles in here, but let's just go ahead and start pouring. I did separate into smaller cups because I'm planning to color the resin. So let's go ahead and we're gonna work with both liquid pigments and powder pigments. The one on the left here, I'm gonna put in some mint colored powder pigment. Okay, and in the one on the right, I will put in this hot pink liquid pigment. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pour these into a mold here. I can see that this is starting to thicken up a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot thicker than before. Okay, and then we're gonna dome this one and then also pour clear resin in the heart mold and this squirrel. I think I'm gonna leave the heart one clear, and then I'm gonna drop some alcohol ink to this one to make a Petri art. Okay, let me run a lighter first so we can pop the surface bubbles. Alright, so I'll check in with you guys later in 8 hours and see if these cured or not. Alright, so it's been 8 hours and it's not hard enough for me to unmold the pieces. Now, here I have some leftover resin in the mixing cup, and when I touch the surface, it's not sticky, it's tack-free, but the resin is still very soft, so I might wait another 2 hours and see, or just wake up next morning and check in, because it is 9 o'clock. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. Alright, hi everyone. So it's actually been like 2 days since I mixed and poured my resin, and that's because even after 24 hours my resin wasn't fully cured. So I'm thinking here it's supposed to cure in 8 hours. I kind of freaked out because I was making a video for this, and I did talk to the sales rep for PuDuo, and she stated that the 8-hour cure time only applies to large pours and casting. For smaller casting, like jewelry, charms, and trinkets, it takes 24 to 48 hours to cure, just like any other resins out there. So I was misled. That was completely misleading, because if you look at their listing, they really emphasize on that 8-hour cure time. So my suggestion to PuDuo is to change your listing, because like I said, it's very misleading, and if you don't, you're gonna have a lot of unhappy customers, because they're just gonna think that their piece is never cured, or there was like an issue with the product. So that's my suggestion. Anyway, let's move on. Let's take a look at the pieces that we poured. We'll start with the clear pieces. So here's the heart mold, and I'm gonna put a black background so you can see the bubbles and everything. And as you can see, there are some micro air bubbles, but let me say this, it's a lot less than I started with. So it did release quite a bit. And I'll talk about the hardness in a little bit, but I wanted to show you this one as well. And this is actually my leftover resin from the mixing cup, and I was able to pop the piece out. But again, there are micro air bubbles in here. But if you look at from the side, you can see that most bubble, or if not all of the air bubbles, are in the top half of the piece. So this definitely tells me that always work in thin layers. When you're working with resin, you'll have better results with micro bubbles. You're able to manage the micro air bubbles. Now the hardness. So this resin cured pretty hard. I mean, if I push my nail into the resin, like I'm pushing really hard, and it does leave a very small faint nail mark, but it's self-healing, so it does go away with time. But it's pretty hard resin. See here, I'm trying to bend the hard piece and I can't, and I'm putting a lot of force. So yeah, this resin cures pretty hard. Now it may even cure harder as the days go on, so I will update you guys in the description box. Okay, so here are the colored pieces, and they all turn out beautifully. The resin took in the powder pigment very well. It is colored throughout the piece, and it didn't affect the curing at all. It's hard. Same goes with the transparent dye. It was easy to mix into the resin. Alright, now let's take a look at my Petri Art squirrel. And I did coat it with UV resin just so you can see better, because this was a matte piece. So as you can see the Petri Art, and there are no issues. Worked perfectly fine with alcohol ink. Now last but not least, the domed piece, and it is very shiny and smooth, and it domed very nicely. I could have gone higher or domed higher by adding more resin, but I was a little scared because I didn't want to mess it up for the video. It's a good doming resin. Alright, so that was it for the demo, and I'm pretty sure you guys were wondering if I would use this resin, and to be honest with you, my answer is yes, I would use this. because it's a great casting and doming resin, and it's fairly inexpensive, easily available on Amazon. For if you have, Prime, you can get it in 2 days. Yeah, overall it's a great resin to work with. I think it'll be great for beginners as well, since it is 1-to-1 ratio. It's easy to mix, and I really like the fact that it's low odor, because over the years, with working with resin, I've become more sensitive to resin odor. So this has little to none. Like I didn't notice any smell while I was mixing it. Of course, unless I put it right under my nose. But so, that's a plus for me. So let me know what you guys think about this resin, and if it's something that you would like to try. I'll put the link in the description box where you can get it, the exact Amazon link, and it is an affiliate link. So if you use my affiliate link, I get a little bit of commission, so that would help me a lot with my channel. So if you can, please use my affiliate link. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, comments about this resin, just comment down below and we'll discuss it. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't liked the video, make sure to like it. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure to hit the notification bell, all that, you know the drill. Alright, so that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.